This is a quick video to show you how to measure the serving lengths and positions on a 2-cam custom bowstring. So the most important thing you'll need is a piece of string. I'm using a piece of bright coloured D-loop here so you can see it in the video, but you can use anything you like. You also need a tape measure, ideally with inch measurements, and you'll need your bow. So all you need to do is, first of all, we're going to measure the serving that goes around the top cam. So basically, top end of the bow, right from the post that holds the string loop, we're basically going to measure using this piece of string right around the perimeter of the cam. So we're going to start off right at the end of the loop here and go all the way around to where that first piece of serving finishes. We'll then take your piece of string and measure that basically on here. That measurement was 16.5 inches, so you would then write 16.5 as the first measurement on the chart. The next measurement you'll need is for the top of the center serving, which goes from here down to here. So what you can do is then, exactly the same as you did previously, start right from the top, wrap all the way around. It doesn't matter if you let go of the end, so long as you keep tension on it. So as I'm doing here, you measure down to there, take that to your tape measure. So the top of your center serving will start at 27.25 inches. Now you can either carry on with the same method to achieve all the different measurements that we require. So basically the top of the serving, the bottom of the serving, the beginning of the string stop, the end of the string stop, and then the beginning of the bottom cam serving. Or what you can do to make things easier and simpler is, we know the measurement that we had to here. You can then take your tape measure and add on what those measurements are to the figure that you were starting from here. You can apply the same method for measuring the serving lengths on the cables. However, with those, again, you will start at the very end of the serving loop, go all the way down to wherever your serving ends. That will be your first measurement. Second measurement will be wherever the next piece of serving starts, which again on this bow will be down here, around to the end of that string peg. In this video, I'm going to show you how to get the measurements for served cable guard. So if, like this bow, your cables are currently unserved, the plastic from the cable guard along with the dirt and wax will quite readily allow your cables to start bunching up, which will cause the early demise of your cables. So a very popular thing to do is to get those served. So we'll end up with a nice hard durable serving material that will run through here. So if anything is going to get eaten over time, it will be the plastic cable slider that you can replace very easily, as opposed to your nice premium set of cables. So in order for me to be able to make your cables with the serving in the correct position, it's important for you to be able to tell me the dimensions. So in order to achieve these dimensions, you can get a rough idea of where it needs to be served by seeing the wear. However, the best thing to do is to furnish yourself with a Sharpie marker. What you can do is, you'll notice, depending on your cam style, for example, as you draw back, this cable will go upwards as the slack is taken into the cam. You can see it just with this string leech moving upwards. So we'll know full well that we want basically mainly the underside of this cable in relation to this bar to be served, but it's a good idea to maybe start an inch or two above that. So best advice is to draw a nice solid marker on there. Do it both sides so it's not ambiguous. And there we have a starting position for there. Looking at this, I can see roughly where the wear ends, so I'm going to just put a preliminary mark a couple of inches below that, which would be somewhere here. So I'm going to draw that on to start with, and I'm also going to hash out all of that just so that I can visually see it as I draw the bow back. So what I'll do next is pull the bow and make sure that my serving, when it gets back to full draw, is still going to be at least an inch or so underneath that cable slider, and then I can go on with the previous measurements in order to use the end points here to define the area that I want served. Repeat the exact same thing for the opposite cable, whereby that cable will be traveling upwards as you draw it back, so the chances are you only need to start a few inches underneath. Bear in mind that if you've got very close cables that may rub, then again you're probably going to want that to be served, so it's better to go a little bit too much serving than just not quite enough. So we're going to go from there up to, that's pretty much where the wear ends, a couple of inches above there. I'm going to hash all the bits in between that, and then we'll give that just a quick pull to make sure. Perfect. So now I can get these cables measured up and get the dimensions on the drawing ready to make a nice fresh set.